IndyCar is back. Grand Prix of St. Petersburg was this weekend. Actually, recording this, the NASCAR race at all the clubs just going live. I think they just fired the engines. It was a really good race, I thought. I feel like we might have seen a new title contender emerge out of this one. There's spoilers going to be coming, so here's your warning. We'll even just jump right into it. Scott McLaughlin, I feel like, cemented himself as a title, maybe not favorite, but definitely I think he's going to be a title contender this year. I was saying that yesterday after qualifying, and I feel like his performance in the race today just cemented that home. He was fastest in second practice. He comes right at the death of it and comes out, takes pole off of one of the, not even arguably, one of the best qualifiers in IndyCar history. And then comes into the race today. I'm pretty sure he led the most laps, almost certain he led the most laps, and held off the defending series champion very well. Very, very well. Which really shouldn't be a surprise knowing what he's done in Australia. He's one of the best that they've had down there, and arguably could have had the most decorated career if he had decided to stay. He's only, 28, 29? And he's already fourth on their all-time wins list down there, or in not a whole lot of starts relative. He's not even on the top 10 on the starts list, and he's already fourth for wins. And is already a three-time champion down there. But comes to America, decides he wants to take on a new challenge. Struggles his first year. Had some good runs, second at Texas, fourth at Gateway, and top 10 at Portland. Definitely, as the year went on, his results started to get better. The ovals notwithstanding, but just the road courses. He starts to do better, starts running about 20th for the most part in the early season, and by the end of the season, he's fighting for top 10s, it seems like, about every week. And now, coming to his second full-time season, he's got a new crew. He's got Ben Bretzman's on the car this year. Simon Pagenaud's a longtime chief strategist, chief engineer. He's now with McLaughlin, and I feel like that's going to be a strong combo. Bretzman's champion, Indy 500 champion as well, and you've got this kid with so much talent in Scotty Mack that I feel like that's going to be a strong combo. Alex Palou, of course, did very well, cemented he's trying to make this back-to-back, which, I'm not going to call him a favorite. It's been a while since we've had a back-to-back champion. I believe it was, Franchitti? Over 10 years ago now? Maybe not quite, maybe I'm missing something there, but he's going to try and do his best to defend his championship, and he's off to a strong start. Rinus VeeKay, I feel like he may not be a championship contender, but he's definitely going to be up there fighting for wins. You got Colton Herta, a little bit of a bobble with the team, maybe some cracks showing there. They didn't get the car all the way full. They had fuel mileage their way to the end. But arguably over the last 18 months, he has been the fastest driver in the series. He just hasn't always had the results to back it up. Nashville, he won pole by like a second or something. Maybe it was like half a second. It was some insane margin. And had a few of those runs last year where he was just far and away the fastest driver. Possibly his last season in IndyCar, one of his last. All these talks about him going to Formula One, he's going to want to have that IndyCar title saying, yeah, I came, I saw, I conquered. So I expect to see him up there as a championship threat as well. Some other things that kind of caught my eye, the rookie battle is kind of, so far it looks like it's going to be playing out about how I was calling it yesterday. You've got guys, for the most part, you've got drivers that have talent but don't have the equipment. I'd say you got maybe one case where you've got the driver with the equipment but not the talent. really only have one driver that has both, and I'd put that as Christian Lundgaard. And he was, for the most part today, he was the one that was running the highest. I don't see him as really much of a race-winning threat, but I feel like with the overall, the way the rookie battle is going to play out, I feel like that's how that's going to go. We might get a surprise with Kirkwood, but I just don't think with him running for Foyt, they're going to be able to put it together week in and week out enough for him to really get up there. And also, if he is able to translate his success in junior formula on up to IndyCar, I don't feel like he's going to be in Foyt very long, but as for how the rookie battle is going to play out this year, that's kind of how I'm calling it. Rossi, it's unfortunate, but at this point, I don't know what we can really say. I feel like he's starting to get onto some thin ice there with Andretti, because he's coming on 3 years now where he's been winless. I think it was end of 2018 was his last victory. Maybe it was end of 2019. I know they put in the aero screen and that had an effect on him, but at some point you got to just say, hey, what's up? We can't just keep doing this. He went from being right on being the face of the series, looking like he's going to be the face of the series for the next 10 years with Newgarden, to an also ran, essentially, and going from being the clear number one driver at Andretti to the number two rather clearly. And with Grosjean now, and arguably Grosjean has been quick, he's shown that he has the speed, he has shown that he could potentially get up there and be a title contender himself. Maybe bumping Rossi back to number three, it's not good. It's not good what's going on over there right now. The Ganassi seemed to be struggling this weekend a little bit. I saw a lot of times on the timesheets on the leaderboards they were back mid-teens. Hopefully for their sake, it's just a short term. We had a bad weekend. We unloaded the cars and we were just off. And it's not indicative of some bigger problem. They're trying to put their focus more over onto IndyCar and onto their sports car stuff this year. They sold their NASCAR team, and so far it doesn't look like the dividends are really paying off. Dixon and Ericsson, they did do well in qualifying, and I mean Palou notwithstanding, but on the whole, because even Palou until the latter part of the race, I feel like wasn't so much there. Of course, Jimmy Johnson did seem like he was improving over his pace last year, which that doesn't surprise me a whole lot. I feel like he's doing about as well as we really can expect him to. Yeah, so now we're into a little 3-week off week break. I think it's like 3 weeks off and then 3 more weeks off or something like that. The way IndyCar's been doing it for years now, where they've got this really spread out, open to the season, which I'm not a fan of. I think a lot of people aren't really fans of. Like, they need to pack in the start of the schedule a little bit more. Maybe get us up to about 20 races, add another 1 or 2, and maybe extend the year off into October a little bit. Like I know they did, I think it was 2 years ago. Granted, it was COVID, but they extended off. The Grand Prix of St. Pete was end of October. I think last year Long Beach was like early October, end of September. Thank you everybody for watching. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Who's your early championship favorite, and what do you think we're going to see out of this season? It's sure to be a thriller. There's definitely going to be some new faces that we're going to see up at the front. Lots of surprises. But thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you next time.